Don't be too nice.
I was in for Yamakwabana, Yamfa, today's agenda. And twas and Opay Bomama, yes, I'm a guest, the national chairman, New Patriotic Party, Ora Freddy, Worsemao Blay, and Opay Wajane, in Comono Ebabe Twaso. Near basically a Ghana politics since 1992. I back, Kebi Mamin Kebi, a memum, and Yamahodwa Akoso, Ababe Pim Sabri. President Rollins na edi kan ehwase President Kufo beto aso na ebi no hwe ni musenka the New Patriotic Party besan to aso but amane sa NDC san be hwe mfimfi His Excellency President Kufo Dubai 3 years eko 4 years muni ye be hwe enim so Fredrick Blay de ka Ghana politics ni wono mu a omo akwadare ma apart from nimfi a wadi ni experience a wabrabom no o de ba manyo se mu nso a obi a obetumi ama ye futu no ama direction as say nyina ye fa se the youth Ghana youth in the doorso na ye di so ebetumi aboa ama se da achi bi mpanimfo ni ho a o man no so atumi anya baabi agina chairman akwaba
ala wase
o ho te say
amana dom
chairman be fi ache
papa no yes
ye ho ye
and pay me you share Mr. Dansa na the way you dress not sure you're looking for $1 million.
Me that's it pa
COVID.
I said that case you
19 and chassis yard.
So buy ana and the still can say we no be look nice. Oh, until obetra na look nice or no nya adwu. But that's why papa so agi so.
Michi ho nyina. Wait see for nyina so michi ho. Na nkankan staff na wo journalists na won na wo Juba Werizima, many or my hand MPP for the annual John. I don't want to say. I don't want to son. Now, one quarter year, I may be sure.
Yes, we are dancing. A Juma, ye co baby a bebo mine. And he said, Oba now, ya buying us a share now direction ball mine. Yes, you have support too. So, when a year in answer, yet team AB. From 1992, I shall see say, ye Kebi Mamin Kebi. Ewo Ghana, ya manyoni ya bako semo. They say, I say, do time I san koto abafufu. About to be a director or minor direction, I was say, yako. Na no hon komo, and ye perceive a clan san ya ba MPP party no udi anymore no enim. Opening free 1992, a beptem and ne. A bako sem, any sweet hunum. So me can't say can be beach them yadi anabeka.
Well, as maybe say me you drink a crap. Na a man just samia yarekodia yarekwenyim makade abafo bakade we are making progress. And there a chance 92. Before 92, no, from 1981, I was about to 92, near our military government, and President J.G. Rawlins, Flight Lieutenant J.G. Rawlins then became President Rawlins for quite a time, from 1992 till Nakotoa baby, Fido 8 years, Nakotoa baby. President Kufo Abedi. I would say since we started this constitutional experiment, I call it experiment because from military government to constitutional ruling, we had not tried it for a long time. But from 1992, our Abedi, it's over. If I'm not wrong, it's about 30 years. I think you've done well. You tried, and we are making progress. It's here that you see. Near the Ghana first now said, "No one asked there. Yeah, my many wimbutu. Yet the Yamin now are called perfect because we've been under military rule and sana. Before that, we've gone through coups and civilian rules and so forth and so on, but. From 1992, I had been consistent. Government Biko, government Armah. NDC for quarry, my MPP for bay. Now after MPP, so NDC so baby. O baby on the social Sanaba. But there have been changes, and yet this country has been very, very calm, stable, and progressive. The prosperity is going on. Your work has not been perfect, but Okamankuti and the NPP ruling actually faster. You know, the economy move faster. There's a lot of prosperity, and this country, everybody, everywhere in the world, you know, there, and a very good, competent government like MPP, you know, we make progress. Country move faster. And for that reason, that's what should happen. But of course, democracy, and 4 years, we are already at all. And the constitution, 1992 constitution, we operate. And 7th December, we're going to have another election. Before we can have another government, whether people of Ghana will endorse the MPP or even change. It's the decision of the electorate. Ghanaians will have to do that. So I'm your command and register. Tam no sa me ha che na adwen. Na mum minim da na mususule Ghana for boto Armah MPP. I had to
young governance. President Rollins said you can na o sue hunu o soja ban mu and o de ba civilian rule ebenya ETS. O kono nanka opese na ban no to aso. But antimi amana sa President Mills and when the President Kufuor ba be to aso. Ghana for sign as a sign Emma NDC signed by President Mills and President Mahama and Oma Sayama MPP assign baby. You bet to me a general so I can say a fee or man yet me away political parties in me no see a per direction. I bet me a nyapa when you say the Oman Shannon sa yana yes some quay and Kakransa.
I'll be chairman of MPP. Imagine you know it obviously. And you have facts of the ground now. Now, what I can you weigh the two parties, you know, their performance while in government. I mean, sir, you to Obama, President Kufuor, or ye Juma, under those difficult circumstances. Now, we have 8 years in the year. So you to Obama and how do them Kufuor no more I believe there in Ghana ya going in Baba. Tanyama sisi anchaya Buchil Kakra. Kraboshe. Na so ambed them. Among father would decide what to come a President
Mills
when you baby kwan. On sorts na do onye President Minyanko John Mahama on so batia do kakra onye baby kwan no so batia do. Odi mfi 8 years no what na ya to baby I was saying within 3.5 years about the Ghana money was some for him to properly frap we can't why perfect nobody can say so but actually be me fi na ba me sisi ibudu me yaro kwanyimin actually the in above back the indices actually what IMF, what other world bodies, and what the facts on the ground in terms of statistics, like compared to before we took power, 2017, so means 2009 to 2015, you know, the complete change for the better. But the choice should be clear. You don't even need to take a hard decision. It's obvious that in the MPP, this country will move faster and better. So come on, that's what should be the case. But of course, I'm saying it. I believe what most Ghanaians will say is that that's what should happen. But I want to about what you all should go and register. Register and then express your wish. What you desire, what you see, should be very, very democratic, and everybody will. But I want to new register now to happen. How Margaret Mentasi. But I want to win him. Why they are doing so? Reasons what I've been in there on task supreme. and yet they are insisting on it and organizing. But of course, Supreme Court, I make a decision on that. And I believe the CCR, what will happen is that we should forget the past and move on. Because nyani nana ebejatum, nyani nana obehenda, nyani nana anyone by argument. But that is the essence of democracy. When it is decided by the court, when it is decided by majority in parliament, and the people say that this is the way we want to go. A few people shouldn't say that. And for us, either you listen to us and nothing should go on. I think that's not fair. That's not fair.
I was going for Fenwa Adriania, Fredrick Blay, a national chairman, New Patriotic Party. Meeting Eddie, I'm watching the 2 TV, Oman FM, affiliate stations across Ghana and the world. And Koma Yedi, a manual, any manual sem, ne kwanye betumi afa so amagana etumi apagya ehon komo na no pay yedi afi opani yamra the MPP proper political party the New Patriotic Party said they okay say we now the wadwen to form now so be kan okrede a wo hu say political party the MPP na eba ya no man no e wo baby a omode wo mani akere eni mpuntu a eba nye se kani paketu e bi e ka obia e de efri ase afi we nso ye be ko ne akwa akoto aba mo hwa ase the free polling stations ayi mu mpanimfo ama na no meme de twa mi afi mo akwa akoyi opanimpa obedi mu anim ye na nado dan kwakufu ado ene na bedi akiri sa processes a mo fami ma mintie ho nkomo kakra ya no how kakra wom ya na chinwa kakra wom okọ primaries o mo eyi ede eyi won mo be komra hye badwa fie chinwa no ne niam kakra kakra e wo ho a ne nyina no yade a anopay no e wo se yetumi edi ho nkomo ho na afi yeba ebepim na no memenda o how kakra kakra na wo motumi awie ne nyina afi mo set road no
amofa oya no kwa che oya oduduku enye sebi busiokwa ina if baby various places various regions na album na yana agani ya kurintir na ya babodom kwa our friend MPP. Actually, we want a good vehicle, an effective machinery that will keep this country together and move on to prosperity. And it's not just economic prosperity, good governance, democracy, art. But my young water and cream, security. Mobashi Shama, soldier for police for Kama. This is what government is supposed to do. And I believe and the MPP is doing it so effectively and so well. Now, this machinery should be democratic. The Constitution itself says, 1992 Constitution specifies that every party, though it's a voluntary organization, should manage itself democratically. According to democratic tenants, not there, about to buy better and other. And you know, just by police, by constituencies as regions and the national, we go down to the polling station. In the polling station, 5 people are winning now. You have to have members or to have been with you. They are chance over time. Yeah, after the polling stations, electoral area coordinators, to have been one. Then they gather at the constituency level, to have 10 people able to mount, and also have about 7 people to add to constitute the executives. And so they have a region, about to have a national, about to have a some of us also had the privilege of serving our party. Then we go on to elect or claim young presidential candidate. Now, at this point in time, young president in charge of this government, young presidential candidate is in charge of, is the president of this country. One served 3.5 years, going to 4 years at the December 70. Now, so, young constitution or there in Asia said Obiaran Po and fat paper. Fortunately, nobody took the nomination papers there, so of a challenge. Because when you make my power, Abamazan Bibia will lead this country for the 3.5 years in economic advancement. Now, to share now, biggest problem we've had so far in COVID-19 here, the whole world is faced with. Now, so I and she power for our advising, and yet just partisan people of our advising us what to do, how to go about it. Criticisms, did everything to such extent that it's not gone too badly for us. And we have tests in many other places. The whole world, we are the president of Hayati. So good in order, Kokoto Abebio. Now, Banyo Koto was 7th December. And so, young the Noide, ordinarily, we should have done it even a year ahead if you didn't have presidential candidate, if you didn't have the presidency. See, you're trying to announce your name with the council meeting into your Congress. The council for young constituency, young Congress, the National Council can decide. The National Council, you boom, and you have said overwhelmingly. But you decided that they acclamation. Acclamation also there on color, and also what shall I been there? Nay, vice on your 4th time in our region, in our age, even when we're in opposition. In our age, not today, but the past 1 year or so, 1 year, so good job in tea, one nominated. Yeah, agree in consultation with the council G2. That's what we did last Saturday. But Ebisa question be there. Is there any problem that we had? In fact, everything went surprisingly. Now, of course, a very good party, well organized, attractive party like MPP in government. Do not be ready there now. Be crowded there. Peter was served as MPs even. Even we worry your baby. I want just kakasida dina. Or jay wababa. Why feel so Pedro join to make a contribution. We appreciate that. It's a very good thing that will help this country. But having done that, we must choose people. We must go for election. We first had what we call the orphan constituencies, and particularly in areas it was also very competitive. No one the young strongholds, particularly in Eastern region, Ashanti region, some parts in Western region, some part in the Central region, and other areas, Upper West, Upper East, and the Northern region. There were some areas in part in here strong. Near war, MPs are what's war. Some wanted to come and take over. We had no other choice. Even one performance had been so good, some people would not even come up to come and challenge them. And yet, when said, what challenging one, they were not doing well. I must say, in Parliament, there are individuals who were doing very well in Parliament. But that's the Constitution. It says you can be challenged. In some cases, we try to persuade them, what about challenge when they're, but then maybe I wait debate 3 times in Paboncodo, because they do money at Sweeney. If you have about 1 time when your conpon was settled, so we tell you that please allow the person to go. But some listen. But in some cases, some will not listen. The persuade more than another one bado. But of course, there are individuals who are, though they have indicated that they want to put themselves up, who are qualified.
Okay.
They have not nurtured the constituency.
Okay.
Now problems be left and right. It's not good. To not augur well for the party. We don't openly try to come out with it, but we point it out. If we will do that, we are disqualified. Not so by some disqualification as to persuasion, but some persuasion cannot. So we allow it to go on, and that's why we had about 100. Places are to Abba. Petty problems over the Armah, they want to be replaced. We will not try about 2 and many constituency,
executives,
regional and national, and national, they want to go for election and they want to get them replaced. Now, I have a disagreement over it. We find a solution sometimes. They do agree.
Okay.
If we are contestants and will not agree. If they won't agree, and I make rules there. And when I would take part in the election in the constituencies, region, and national, and when I will have them not to the use one. Those who may be dead or have traveled, we forget about them until we vote. It becomes a contention. Even when we are deliberate or not deliberate, but somehow, book no problems about. These are some of the problems we've had in one or two constituencies. We're trying to sort them out. So, no agreement, no be a court. Some will not be very patient, they will go to court. And some may, for justification, they will go to court. And then we would like to sort them out. But this is important, about one or two, or not many. So I will sit here and say that we haven't had too many problems.
Okay.
Got to about 400 people. Now 1 or 2 or 3 maximum. And I create some kind of disagreement over it. Now, I will say that it has been a huge success.
More constituency be any pan be a matis on person independent.
Independent, but you have to
okay.
A few places. And I have to Hanamo.
Okay.
I catch them for set up. At the moment, you set up even reconciliation and arbitration committee. Reconciliation committee, chief of staff, them why you be that. Doctor, a couple of people, I don't want to mention all of them, their names. And they are going, but I will say that Himans, Dr. Himans, he was used to be an ambassador. When you know, school was decided, he's been part of it, working hard on it. And even the region super set up their own reconciliation.
All more person more independent. They still love the party. And party do more, but offensive is no person independent. If you have to advise them, then I will catch up.
Makacho and there one to one. Makacho and they should haste slowly. Now, yeah, this 2020, I'm quitting here, but there'll be some other time. Another if our party does well and stays in government for a long time, there'll be opportunities for almost all of us to serve in some one capacity or the other, our nation and our party. It's about to tell someone. They won't be patient, shouldn't be too angry to go against the party they themselves loved, to stand independent. Ambition will somehow, but if they go slowly, they will be, the ambition will be fulfilled some other time. It's a challenge to be fulfilled.
National Chairman, me told you to be me ba and can be co-election say incumbency. President Otiakunya so be hu say what taking that advantage na or the koto be no plane mu no for nam form no yes but moment penny ya President Kufuor 2016 modern buy as you hu sa de no me ba eno ne ho enkomo aide ebeto aso na fe ya hwe other issues aka Fredrick Blay national chairman New Patriotic Party na me no di enkomo pe me kai o International Charismatic Church nyame ya adoma kwesi ada we ene kwesi ada bia Bishop Opon Edu Jemfi ene the general overseer or the Asori Bebro on the 2 TV so yeah social media platform ni nyina ebefa bi ya ti onyankopon asem sanse no ena adie nyina TV as Franco Trading Enterprise my phones papa and accessories laptops afi printers television sets yeah nom de aba and kwasem they say almost say what to online I have about 30% discount yemfa say what to 1,000 Ghana na am 300 Ghana ashi ogotom so any papa ebitimi so aye bibi eno nti pebi nato me kai wo say wonom a website www.francotrading.com and francophones.com okoha ono eno bedin komo outlet no so Ghana ha be bia dabraka and Cran La Paz Circle Sutema Madina Afi Hachu Koforidua ho Kaswa be bebre frɛ wo mo na enkomodi enkoso 0546 133188 0546133188. Ruta natural product for semen kai or say Ruta mixture no ewudwaso. Na juma eya malaria ena eyi edi free. Oya bibidru ayede ekotia malaria science so de boni pedua no ban. Ruta Titanic wo ho ede boa won mo ewo typhoid. Etimi to typhoid na city ni na kopebi Ruta life no so boost immune system. Ye nupa Ruta natural product for ede abedwaso na no kwasem ni se wonya bi to na wo hya se won ma wa obedi ho adanse frɛ na di ho nkomo kakra 0243 733666 0243 733666 womo obehwede bia wachi ba bi o ya unsa bi kura konya accident abu opese wo kyere ene enyina anim se na bibidro nyama ye no abrofo dro nyama ye na bibidro ena de ye bibia eno nti Greenfield Scientific Herbal Center fo asa akofa sa ye nipadua ye kyere no aba ya se ebi wonya accident wakwa ye resa bia o maboa ye de asie ni but emu yo opese wo kyere eboa ema otumi etu ase eno nti fa ho ebo mo ye science o modern machines e rehwe nipadua na se yare bi o mu a yatumi ehu na yaboa ama yetu ase e de ama nungwa adogon na wonum ewo frɛ 0243983906 0243983906 wonum sign enso ewo agenkwa garlic plus we no garlic na yede aye nipa bibre no ampe garlic hwa na omato mo ase na wasisi sebe ya ne hwa no ebetumi akofom na bibia ye kama ede ama se wo pe duro a obetumi ede aye mema sem se be ma ohia give us power capsules sanso so na oyobia wafuno niema bebre wom but onyobia ya na etumi boa sanse da bia na ho kyerɛw ohia give us cool capsules no beboa ama niema enkoyie wo yem nyina ye afrim sanso so na wanum ato a ohia give us message no bi ebeboa ama otumi adidi kama sa dupa enso so okɔ kanji drug lane onsa ebe kan bi ewo ho medin ade ya amufa boache national chairman New Patriotic Party na no pay me no edi enkomo ye hwe politics and afi governance. Mema mwakwa aba mfamra the 2TV na afi ya filling stations ni na so peni me kona me bisa se do time ye koto aba se ya behu se ne otia konwa so no atake advantage. Ya hu bi but we no say niema ye calm. We have 4-5 months to go to an election. And then I said the more slow kakra titru ntan kamotia konwa so no betumi atake advantage. Amokwa na mo ba didn't ya.
Well, I would say that the nature of the president himself has always been like that. He doesn't take advantage of incumbency. In fact, when he was even a member of parliament, now vehicles that were allocated to individuals, so he didn't take advantage of that.
Oh, okay.
He didn't do that.
Okay.
Now, own personal vehicles are vehicles as acquired before he became the presidential candidate of the party was what he was using. And since then, apart from official vehicles, they go up and down. Places now could be overused. It's not acquired plenty, a few more new vehicles. It's not done that. But that one sometimes goes against even members of the government and party. Becomes a problem because Jumanary and they move up and down here and there, and you can't use your own vehicles all this while. But it appears to do that. Why the man it's tough one, particularly any members of the government and any party, it goes against us. But that is his nature of selflessness.
The chairman said the presidency, it doesn't change you, but it brings the nature of you out.
Out. He loves the politics more than the perks of the office. Sometimes even when he came to power, say, your friend Excellency. It's a beautiful name, calling people Excellency. Now, no, he prefers to call Mr. President. Because President and whatever it is. Excellency. Excellency is an old accolade we use for people who occupy certain positions. You would have preferred not to do that, have that. Or sometimes against his own wishes and wills. So we have no choice but to do that, to call him that. So he prefers to have his own personal privileges and so forth down the lane. Take it up, out away from it, and do services. Man works, I must be honest with you, but it's very hard. We can't keep pace with him sometimes. At his age, he's a young man still, at heart, and then he works almost tirelessly with him because the time is short. Feels he must achieve a lot. These days, a COVID-19 happened on to come to meet obligations international. He works out even late in the night. Does that. He has time for everything else. I believe we've been lucky to have him as a president. I appreciate that. It makes the work easier for many of us who are helping him to be in power.
Party, is different from governance. Someone yes. But the baby and maybe one or they see from now for example, free SHS BAM just 2016, 2017 but they banana money.
Of course, some of us were not there. We were so pleasantly surprised. It's a committee because I heard the capital outlay. And this is it's not possible. Some of them say that commanded the North pre-education, but even it was limited to the north. And see, there is no way we can do it. There's no money available for us to do it. But what we could do, we were pleasantly surprised in the sense that we will have an advantage of. But can it happen? Would we be able to do? Will the numbers work? There it is. There it is. And then I'm going to say, NHIS, when President Kufuor time, what they can get Bernard, and I'm of them now, so possible. And people, and this if we want to, Parliament have voted against it. But right now, it's a reality. One time a bear was obeying one time. One band nearly collapsed. And we've come back to survive, to revive it. And it's going on without making anything go bad. The economy is still there. Inflation is not drowning us. Paying all our statutory indebtedness. Everything else is going well. It means some good management of the economy. Husbanding the economy, this government is doing extremely well as against what the NDC was doing. And see, we are pleased, particularly as you mentioned, with the NHIS and free education. We wish it to continue. And this if we now say what can they will continue. I don't know how they will do it, but it's a question of management. Husbanding the economy. I think let's Ghanaians say it. Let's all say it in unison. The NPP government under the leadership of Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo has done very well.
National chairman, New Patriotic Party, na do pay and no edin commonia. A best set it tone no a registration at Yakwaku. Without the registration, went to me and Conco Tuaba. Issues be brainwan and not a bahon. NDC for no more threaten or more opposition, but no more threaten. Say, Mamon yet, a Mamon where they are to me and yet. Man, tis a more threaten yet. No more cancer. Electoral Commission or any Juma. The free 2016 Benjamin I say and the son, until Onye Juma. Na se mrama no kwan dia bi no ya ka se MPP for mo pemra dodo na torebu hono ma mo so mo ha mo ani bi kakra ya na de ntina pe bebre mo mra na mo de mani atoso
che ai man biala de o the mran was ye juma without law there won't be a country. It's not a country, it's not a government of individuals, a government of laws. Man biala am family engagement is chaos. This is Sinoba. And so you know, if you share your number, no be it do with this country, mama, obey a crabbery. In a bottom, behind your summer or court. Obiala at the Maradia, Namabasabasan, caught you busy, brand new busy, There was security, and the security should manage itself according to law. Government should also manage itself according to law. This constitution here you're operating for, and yeah, no quarrying, and yeah, MPP for no constitution there. It was 1992 constitution, which the NDC, the NPNDC was coming out, no brand. And yet, the best that we could have, love to have. But once it's been your core referendum, had to be, you work with it. No matter what the problems with it. The same way, near Kade, El Kotu Habana, a bottle about Ghana, Yamani Narong, a bit cocho, a bit particularly here, registration, compilation of voters register. Over the time, things have not gone very well. There was a time, it was on a peak box near the Kokotuaba. Sabekaya, Mofa. A shason. The Cherubia him at the look at him. Obey transparent. We are first in the pictures and come. Yakadobia for picture. We want to go in such a way that people should use thumbprint, yes, but you must have your picture and all other things. And in some cases, MDC was not in agreement. We fought it all the way. And we were convinced that a compilation of the register then, there was a fault with it. We're not happy. Of course, but the Electoral Commission then said that for them they wouldn't have a new register. You criticize your baby, baby, one man, them 2012 were in court. We're not happy with the result of the elections. Many party members were not happy. But Nanado, who was the leader of the party then, as presidential candidate himself, said that he was not very satisfied with the result. But as the court has decided, we go with it. Country, we respect laws. Sekade respect laws. All he had to say was that we are not agreed. There would have been chaos all over the country. So what happened in Abidjan and Rokos, what is happening in Togo could have happened. What happened in some other countries? There would have been total indiscipline, and this country will have turned upside down. But we don't want it that way. It's not in the best interest of anybody. Because basabasaba, necessity no haba. So we are agreeing with the Electoral Commission there. Those days, agree that we want on. We were very vigilant. We did all that we could. We had election. But even then, we agreed that it's not perfect. A few things should be done, and so forth. But the Electoral Commission now bear now their own machines, about the equipment. Now let's change it anew. Because it will cost us more to use the old one, and plus, as president of this country, to enforce, to uphold the decisions of institutions that we've set up for ourselves by law. That's what is happening. And this is what the Electoral Commission decided. And fortunately, and this is a full co-card, no why in our court. No court to make a decision. I think they've reached a no return. They have to calm down, canvas for people, all of us get together. Just as yesterday, Mr. President told the nation in his broadcast, Yenya Krado, young register as responsible citizens of this country. Young register to express our wish, our opinion, come 7th December. You want to vote for the presidency, you want to vote for your MP. I'm hoping and I believe that at the end of the day, and NDC may be suspect, NDC maybe is not confident of itself. He knows that this government has done so well. And for if they want to baby or what am I now, what am I in another language? Until now, why they did PD, no, they have not prepared for it. But we are urging them on. They should prepare and do that. If not this time, some other time, there will be it. They've been out of power only for 3 years. Shouldn't be in a hurry. In terms of management of the economy, the NPP is doing so well. The facts are clear. But there must be a good opposition party, strong opposition, but so the government, the best will come out of our party.
Chairman, that's my main few messages. Now, you can't come on so can say, John Dramani Mahama, your good friend. But Oceania Ekoswa, he is the leader of NDC now.
Yes.
Voter registration, and then Tokabesi with our blood. Now, no soldier for a deploy someone share your body. See, who in some way by a threatening Crawford withdraw within 24 hours. Who is your good friend, John Dramani Mahama? Or no, they lead you on party, but Sanya Menina Ekoso. Is he the one unim so Lydia and this best and answer on one casano, Unina Ejnasona, Emu Nabidi and Mukeke? That will be my next question. Way free Uncle Ben. He says the debate on whether or not to use old or new voters card for compilation of new register is over. But please let's draw attention to an encounter at the Adenta GRA office this morning. 3 Togolese nationals, 2 ladies and a gentleman were at the tax office to apply for tax identification number, that's 10, using old existing voter ID. They admit that they are from Aneho in Togo. This is clear evidence that we have a number of foreigners on our voter register, and as such, it cannot be used for any credible elections. Uncle Ben, thanks for your message. Fredrick Blay, you registered that day. Foreigners.
This is a typical example. Unfortunately, your friend Uncle Ben and Abado, the 2 people from Aneho and Wababe, it's obvious that happens. It will maybe immigration washing. And it's better that over time and we must get people out. President K also that we are going for an election for Ghanaians to decide who to rule this country, not for West Africans or other country, people from other country, to decide who should be the ruler of this country. But they don't, it doesn't mean that they have a right to decide or the privilege of also voting alongside Ghanaians to determine who should be the leader or an MP in our country. I think we must discourage that. And NDC for some reason appear to think that if they can't fight, then they should let some other people also join them to come and do so. So maybe it's not their intention. Maybe they don't appreciate it. But over time, let's agree to it. Once a Ghanaian 18 and you are qualified, you must have the freedom to do so. And without any influence or without any help from any other people from some other country.
And this one is coming from Reverend John of the Methodist Church, and he says, good morning. Since last year, I've made frantic effort to meet Mr. Fredrick Blay. Despite letters I wrote to the party headquarters. And the whole NASA, and I can assure you, say, oh, sorry, I can't be over fast once or take him. Reverend John.
Reverend John, and I think I will let you have my number.
Yes. And what mean in Asia? MCB are also and come be a panacea or per se or new AD. Who is Reverend John Dramani Mama? He's your friend, your best friend, or
not my best friend? He's my friend.
Okay.
We were in Parliament together.
Okay.
Even before Parliament, I knew him.
I've seen video. We are movie as an appointment committee or
yes, we were in appointment committee
interview and then the candidate.
I used to be first deputy speaker.
Okay.
He used to come when he was a minister. I was visiting him.
Okay.
We've been friends before, and I think we remain friends as such a pleasant personality. But you see, government is not friendship.
I know maybe I said now we share my bit to me as a president of this country.
Maybe the best is yet to come from him. The best is yet to come from him. But I was a bit disappointed in his governorship, his indecision, and the way he allowed people in his government to do things that were not in the best interests of this country. I think he blew the chance. He had 3.5 years. 4 years fully, and some other a few years more when the President Bell died, and to do it. he was not up to the task. Let me be very charitable in this case. And it was not up to the task, and he's done his best, but his best may not have been enough for this country. If I were him, I would have preferred, I would have taken a little more time and rested, and then taken a good review of what happened and what went wrong, and advise the party, his party, and be a good statesman. But coming back then, I honestly believe it was not the best decision. But that's NDC and he himself. I wish him well, but definitely I don't think we should give him another opportunity to be the head of state of this country.
But they all kind of say mistakes by, but about their corrections.
President has an answer. It's not for experiments. This country, it's a very serious business to be a manager of affairs of this country. As a president, when you have the opportunity, you make the best out of it. You depend on good advice. And you yourself must be bold and decisive to be in charge and do things properly. You don't wait and say that, give me another time for it. I think there are people in this party that may also want to have a chance at it. And therefore, I think we should deal with him on that, at that level. He should stay with his party and sort themselves out. But definitely not be another president and come to become another president of this country for the second time. I think this time is off.
The behavior of NDC as a political party, and the MPP a year. Even if you go to parliament, a debate na no shepa, but many ni say mekai say bia yam penen yen kajabe tokrom ha say omoba opposition ni ohwe niema wo a year. What is to 2008 ya to aba na yenyan declare niema omo ye enne hihye a egu omo anim ennei opani omo ba ya na ya mamu no bebu ana say ebibi potinti na omo ba fi se nka mamu dia na nipa no omo to abama no say yemfa ma wa unka se ja ebetom wo omo amanyom no se wotena ase a ugiri se de panti na mo yesa
mpere the band is what pocho I believe that, let me be very honest to your audience and particularly those watching us now. I have solid belief that those who aspire to leadership in this country do so with good conviction that they want to help their country. Maybe along the way, a few things will come their way, and goodies and privileges may accompany them. Some people.
So good heart, our person born man. To say President Akufo-Addo, then candidate after 2012, na Supreme Court the ruling na sense of verdict or the buy pronouncement away. Many women yadrin, I am here, but because of the country, then come about some Sasana Koba, Yantuasu. But so person be some na nipa na say ma na say ene nka moja begu ye be use ye moja now catch them say bi o person be some kwanti a ya na nti ase na akoye dia na
many we are again amofa, but as I said, I'm speaking in my capacity as chairman, and then I'm on your platform maybe as a political leader as well, and I don't want to go to extreme. But it's reckless for anybody to talk like Mujabegu, Nyama Bubutu, Ghana Habaye, Bibi Basa Basa Basa. That's long talk or a pass by. Leadership itself, you learn, go through. Or your apprenticeship and leadership. Nana Dankwa has been in politics for a long time. He's learned, weighed his words. Off the cuff, he can do what you want him to do. If you ask him to do something that he thinks is not the best thing to do or not to say, he will ask you to wait, let's think about it. Let's consider it. I have a feeling NDC has a long way. Leadership, those people in government who speak for the NDC, I am praying that they will also have and learn over time. Sometimes, if you do utter some things that you can't undo it. Your utterances make it will bring trouble. It will bring recklessness in this country and make other people resort to things that we can't describe. Quite recently, we talk about even ethnicity. About soldier war, but many over around the country. The Minister of Defense have come to even preach about it, talk about it, explain. Decisions have taken to keep this country safe. They want to exploit ethnicity over it. And the sentiments are Obama if you're a political leader, you should be very careful. You don't go that. But there are a few people in NDC who can sometimes, without advice, can go that route. I wish my very good friend,
Former President Mahama will advise his rank and file that they should be very careful in what they say. Indeed, the chairman one-on-one. I think we will come together to advise our rank and file there. Some people as leaders, so that we keep our country together. Because we have no other country but Ghana. Ghana COVID-19 yabe. Any baby aroko. Akwa katso binu krumpa when we into your rent, into your hotel bill. So you stay in Ghana, and Ghana is the best place that can protect you. And therefore, we should not say things, do things that will turn this country upside down. Very well. Advice NDC. Two messages. So my chairman is being charitable with the NDC. The answer is because their party or their livelihood depends on political power. Solomon Kwe and and another one is coming from Okuseku, and he says the cool and collected nature with which Chairman Blay picks his answers to your questions speaks volumes about his political maturity and how this has impacted positively on his party NPP. My regards to him. Okuseku Ewo Damfa. So what can say a political leader said you will choose West and also really inti. Chairman, dear Brano, COVID-19 and a one yama kakra, a war political party MPP as a crepo kakra in terms of activities and Kamobe and Kasabri Bia, more grassroots national say na boile, not just a baton will be a who. Baby, you want any normal times. Mamintio, and then I'll catch you.
I'm a Fawalaka any normal times. Chanyalo Bandam. Man proposes, God disposes. Waba, COVID-19 pandemic, no. Wow. Fortunately, it's not only Ghana, it's all over. Unfortunately, it's also we are caught up in it, and we are doing the best. President, fortunately, we have a president that each a week or two is in touch with us, letting us know what he's doing, what is happening, advice. Some of the decision will take. It's advice from those who know best about this COVID-19. And people may even criticize it. And this is so take one decision over them. Okay, I was there because of an advantage. It's not an advantage. We want to keep this country one, solid, prosperous, and strong. And I think we should all, it's a duty for us to do that. COVID-19 protocols, we keep PPEs, don't take it seriously. It's not respect of any individual, not even respect of any party. We all stand as individual victims. We could follow, but if we organize ourselves well, we take care of ourselves, we keep to those protocols now. But let me emphasize, we have no choice but to go to vote come December 7th. The only way to do that is that we should about to Armah. And Abanoswe, register. Irrespective of what is happening, the Constitution imposes that mandate on us. We have no choice but to go through that. The only way we can do that, just as other countries have done, is to be very careful, charge of our environment, observe the protocols, and do well. And hope that Ghana, God will bless us, and let us be very careful in the way we organize, so that the pandemic, the pandemic disease that had fallen us, will not be the one that will destroy this country. We will survive if we have good leadership, and we ourselves as a people also support our leadership. God will bless us.
Chairman, why register?
I'm about to go and register. Yes. I have to go to my village to go and register.
Okay.
So I'm going to register.
Is it
I'll go to Elembele to register.
Okay.
Normally, I wish I could have registered here, but I've always registered there, and therefore I'll travel to my village.
See, background on using a blue. Into Kona share blue, they will tell you to go and change.
I will take another address.
Into Kwana Fafufro.
Thank you very much.
And to be another work register, no kwa for blue, ko background blue, into Kona the blue kwa, and then
but I thought blue is also nice to.
That is why we use blue actually. No, until we different color.
Into you see people want penana.
Maybe they say almost like black. Until black kakra. Chairman, but that's what I say. By what's we chat to any of you common run away.
Oh, Master Vadawasi. Just as I said from the beginning, Natufu, Damanasi, Oman FM, Damanasi. You've done very well to help this country. You continue to do so. God will bless you.
Yes, you say, Obai. We wish you well. COVID-19, I know I show you. Yango pom wana ahoden wo say ya
ehwenyamenisi
sebeya ehwenyame o president will tell you ehwenyame o obey Fredrick Blay national chairman New Patriotic Party na no pay ye no edin komedi e dia amofa poachi any crew ni nyina da obi ase Solomon Sasu Mensa Jifa Baku Godna Sarvedi akosala Cynthia Boaji Osaberma Focus Edubofo Ejekum Randy and if you want my MCR on boy, and I do be asked, Yame ya Duma or Chinanopa, Ibishia, Yakra.
Can I just for his birthday? No,
okay.
Still, I wish you well.
Okay.
Belatedly, do, but at that time, I wish him very well.
Okay.
Thank you.